think we're live now. Welcome to the new episode. We are going to finish up our backend today. Finishing the login mutation, like the implementation of login mutation, and then we are going to connect backend with frontend and see if all works together nicely. And yeah. Let's get started. So we finished register mutation yesterday and also tested it, and it worked nicely. We need to run our Docker. This Docker desktop starts Docker daemon, which is used to basically run Docker commands, or yeah. That's why we need to start the Docker desktop, but now it should work. Okay, now it's running. And we can go to localhost 4000. Polling is working. If I go to mutation, auth, register, let me turn off schema polling, clear this out, send the mutation, which is we are sending the register mutation. Can we actually format this nicely? Thank you. Now we can see it. We are calling register, and as you can see, email already exists. All right. Let me see the table here. Yeah, this email already exists, which is here, and I can actually say 2. It works, so that's dope. Let me implement the login logic, right? We get the email, we get the password, and now we want to check if the user exists. Yep. So we do const user found, and then we want to second argument is wait, let me see. That's not correct. This in one object. Email and password are in one object, like this, from parent, and this is the arguments option, or like argument. So basically the and here if I go to resolver schema, those are the arguments that I get inside of here. So as a second argument of, I said a lot of arguments. So as a second argument of login mutation or login resolver. So, and the third is context, and context contains, of course, data source, user, and then we need get user by ID, I would say, or no, get by email. Yeah, by email, and then we pass email. We await till we get the result. And if I go to, yeah, it is returning the first one. I want to make sure that we only return the first user that we find. If I go back to login, we need to check if user found actually exists. So if the user actually exists. If it exists, we are throwing an error, because no, if it doesn't exist, sorry, if it does not exist, that means the email is wrong, right? So we will say which response code should we take for it? I think it's not found, right? 404. There is this Apollo server error code enum, which is from Apollo server, and here we can say bad request, GraphQL parse, bad user input, persisted. I mean, it's not found, I think. response code when user does not exist or user not found. I think it's 404. Yeah, it is 404. But we don't have any not found, persistent query not found. Yeah, we can make up our own 404, and we can say user not found or something, or we can simply say not found, or yeah, we can say user not found. It's not a problem, because we don't want also to give too much detail to client, otherwise hackers might use this for their advantage and yeah, find out stuff. So user not found is I think good message. That's cool. We can also abstract this. We can also take this here and create a error message, custom error message, or custom error class, which is user not found, and then we extend again from GraphQL error class, and we have in constructor we are defining super, and here we say user not found extension, and code is of course 404. Now we can use this universal user not found class to throw errors, but yeah, that's fine. So once we checked, check if user exists, check user's existence. We want to, if it exists, we want to check if we want to decrypt the password, and check if the password decrypt password user found. What I want to do is I want to type connects response. I want to say this connects is returning user base basically, right? If I go back, I can say password. So now it's fully typed, which is nice. So we get password, boom boom, password. We decrypt the password. Let me see if it actually works. Okay, let's go over to the sandbox and remove register and add login mutation and basically mutate. And now it says error during decryption, probably incorrect key, original error, blah blah blah. Okay, incorrect key. I mean, that's what it returns. But why does it return this? Let me see what what password is. Yeah, password is correct. What do you mean? Let's investigate this in depth. Let's remove this and say, I always accidentally close my Mac. No, not GraphQL, but RSA, or this is, yeah, or RSA, or we can go to node or RSA GitHub, go here, maybe to issues, and see if there is a similar issue actually. Hex encrypted string cannot be decrypted. We are encrypting it with base 64. I can't decrypt unencrypted. Okay, he's doing it with the we probably also need we need the key for it, right? We can generate yeah, we need the key actually. We can take this one, or we can generate our own. Generate RSA private key. Do I have open as iTerm generate as a key where private what? Oh, that's here. Should be somewhere. Yep, yeah, that's this. But let me open this. Can't I open it? Let me see. Oh, I can open it. Nice. So let me copy this. Now we basically generate a private key, and now we can store this in our development and say RSA private key, right? Boom, and then store this. Let's make this one-liner. Nice. So now we have a private RSA private key, and this is going to, we need to pass this to the node RSA constructor, which is here, right? And let's pass this. Let me define this in the config file and say RSA, and here we say private key, and this is in env RSA private key, I believe. Let me copy paste this. Yeah, that is correct. Let me now try out again and do config RSA private key. what we now do is we want to create a new user. We say king password is the 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then we need to register the user. Let me format this for you. Okay, so now we're creating king with king@gmail.com. We got the by the way, that's the, don't confuse this with the password or with the RSA token. Private key, it's a JWT token, right, that we get back. So it created an encrypted password, and now we try to log in, and now it actually, wait, since I added a new configuration file, I don't really know if it let me see if this gets logged out. If it gets logged out, then we don't need to rerun the server again, because I believe, okay, no, we don't need to rerun the server again. It worked. So now I want to log in. I hope it works. Nice. Okay, it is working. So we needed a private key for signing the for signing the password, or decrypting or encrypting, basically. So it works fine and nice. Now we check. Actually, we check if our decrypted password. Check if password is correct, and we check is decrypted password equals to the user found password, or we say if it's not, then we say throw new wrong user credentials, right? We want to have this error, which is called class wrong user credentials error. By the way, we want to rename this to user not found error in the end, because yeah, I want to follow the convention we have here as well here too. So that's, yeah, actually we can remove error from all of them, or no, let's leave this because GraphQL error, it has also error in the end. So yeah, let's follow this convention and write errors in the end for all our customers. GraphQL error, then again constructor, we can copy paste, and here we can say wrong user credentials provided, and what response code do we when wrong credentials? I think it's 401 unauthorized. True. Yeah, we can use invalid credentials. Yeah, we can also rename this to wrong user credentials, basically to invalid credentials, and then we can say invalid credentials to keep it nice and short, right? Nice. So we throw this error here, invalid credentials. And if the user is correct as well, we want to log the user in. So we generate a token, right? A JWT token. we sign it first, sign as custom payloads, and we want to JWT secret, email, and sub, which is user found ID. And we have also issued at, right? Issued at when. Issued at date now. Date now. Boom. And now we want to define a token here, token variable. Assign this to it. Boom. And if it fails, then we say throw a new internal server error. And we also want to log out this one here. What we also can do is we could abstract this actually, because we have the same functionality. Why is this takes more place than the other one? I'm confused. Token sign email sub user. Okay, because we have user ID here and we have user ID. Yeah. Okay. No. All right. I think now it should work. To do generate JWT token. Yeah. So now we want to log in, and let's try to log in. And I'm curious if it returns the token. Invalid credentials. It throws invalid credentials because if this is unequal to, of course, not wait. This decrypted password is the actual password. Should be of course compared with the password that is passed and not the encrypted password, because in the database we get this is an encrypted password and we want to compare this to this, of course. Oh yeah. So yeah, now it actually should pass the check. Mutation, and now we can see we get the token, and this token of course can be stored in our browser in the local storage, or we can also use server-side session-based storage or cookies as well to store it only server-side. But I think we are going to store it on the local storage for our episode or in our application. But yeah, it is basically working. You can log in. You are getting different token always when you log in to the application. We can register users, and yeah, I think the basic auth mutation setup is done, and we can actually connect this to frontend. Yeah, we can actually start working with frontend now. But let me see if something is missing. We have this. We have our. Oh, by the way, I wanted to check whether we can create let's create one, or do I already created one protected, like a protected mutation, or like resolvers, which means only the authorized person or user can access this particular resolver, and this will be checked, of course, by checking whether JWT payload is null or it contains a payload, because this is how we authorize the user, right? We are verifying the token, and if the JWT payload exists, that means that the user provided a valuable or a valid token, and it can also accordingly access certain resources or hidden resources that nobody else can, or a non-authenticated user can, right? So this is a user resolver. Let me see, let's go to user schema. So we have user query here, right? This is here. We already implement this. Look. So you're saying if JWT payload does not exist, then we have not authenticated. And we can also basically take this and create a custom error class, right? Boom. Class unauthenticated. We could also use invalid credentials, or yeah, we can also create unauthenticated. What was the error message? Not authenticated, right? Unauthenticated error, or yeah, not. I think that's better. Authenticated error. Yeah. Or let's write out. I'm very picky when it comes to naming classes, naming variables, because I really want to be as precise as possible and as descriptive as possible. So I really try my best to name these classes. Sorry for that. So let's create GraphQL error, and in here constructor, we don't need any props or arguments. We just pass, the first is error message, and the second is an option, and code is 401. And here we say we also can provide HTTP status. Oh, by the way, we were doing it wrong, because in code you don't provide the status code of the response, but the code of basically user not found. Okay, that was my mistake, sorry. We can refactor this really quickly, but yeah, let's first implement this. So you have inside of extensions, you have unauthenticated. Let me authenticate it error, because again we want to follow the convention, because every other custom error class has error in the end. So unauthenticated. We can also use, I think, we don't have authenticated here. Yeah, whatever. Unauthenticated, right? 401. Boom. And here unauthenticated. I can't spell authenticated. Nice. So here, same thing actually. Sorry, let me take extension. That's 401, but here we say invalid credentials, right? And here we say 404, user not found. Boom. Nice. So we have a private resolver, that can be only called by authorized users, right? Which is nice. That has to be implemented as well. But let's first connect our front end with backend. So the not email, but the login mutation and the register mutation. And we also need to, I think, update the. Let me close this for now. Let me open social media. Let me open the front end. I think it needs to be updated because the register field doesn't have the required fields that we want it to have. The first name, last name, gender, and some other fields, I think, but we can add them right now. So if I start dev, go over here. Let me close these, we don't need these anymore. Oh, okay, it is not showing because home is actually empty. Why is it empty though? Ah, because we have a recover page. Ah, no, we have login. Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, let me see what we have. Auth, and then we have, we have an auth page where we have login and register in one place. So this is the login page, and if we go to create a new account, we go to register, and in here we actually want to add additional fields such as first name, last name. If we go to database, table here, we have first name, last name, birth date, gender, created on, we don't need, but gender, birthday, last name, and first name. We need to add those here, right? And I will quickly have to make a break, and I will be there in like five minutes, I would say. Yeah, see you. All right, I'm back. Sorry for that. Yup, I need to restart the. I accidentally actually restart the stream, and sorry for that. But we are continuing now, and let's build the register page, finishing it up. So let me see what we have here, right? We have auth page, which contains auth form, and this auth form needs to be split up into two forms, because we have now either we can conditionally, because the right now we have like one auth form which contains both login and register logic, because we assumed that we only have email and password fields for both of those forms. But now register has also additional fields such as first name, last name, and so on and so forth. And I don't want it to put it here, the whole logic of it. I kind of want to split them up, like split up to these two forms in a separate files and separate as a separate components. So let me start it, because otherwise it will become too messy, right? So let me go to atoms, molecules and organisms. Molecules, organisms are here we are storing the forms. You remember this is called basically atomic design. We spoke about it when I was building this frontend. So it is very nice to use this approach to think like as in where to store which component, because oftentimes in large projects I see that there are components stored in different folders, different, like everything is not consistent, like and the naming conventions as well is not consistent throughout the folder and folders and files. That's why it's very important to first convention. Let's say this, like all the folders will be written lowercase. All the component files will be written Pascal case, and so on and so forth. So this is very important for large projects. So and atomic design, as I said, nice approach to know how to organize your components into files. And yep, let me create a directory which is called forms, right? And in this here we have a TypeScript file which is called login, right? We have login, boom. I can't spell login, and now we have we can basically take this. What we can do is we can convert, we take the state from auth form, put it here, we say we have on submit, we have on, we have first on login, on login form submit, and we have, let me do any, and here we have as a second function or event, we have on a register form submit, right? And again, here we have values. We can type them in a minute, but we basically don't have auth form anymore. And by the way, we put form in molecule. I doubt that we should put molecule atomic design. Let me see. Forms. Form. Okay, no, form label. Yeah, forms are organisms actually. No. Atomic design, where to put for a form. Atoms or molecules are grouped to blah blah blah. Yeah, I believe that forms are organisms because molecules are two or more components with one functionality, and organisms are basically it can be forms. So let me do this. It is complaining right now because of useState, because this is should be executed on the client side. I got Next.js 13 feature. By default, we have metadata. We need to define in a different way than exporting the metadata variable here, because this is only for server side. So we have page. We have page, which we abstracted. No, we don't want it from there. We just take it actually from boom. From here, so like this, useState, don't need. We have submit, we have page. Yeah, let's make this as login page. Okay, that should be executed because it's login. And create new account when the user is on the login page. Yeah. On submit should be in the props, and then we have on submit. Actually it returns void, and in here we have values, formic initial values, but let me name this login form initial values, because we want to export this afterwards and use it as a type. React functional component, in here generic type, props of course, on submit works. And let's rename this to login page, or login form, sorry. And we can also login form. Can we actually merge two validation schemas? For now we can just write separately, but in the future maybe we can, for example, merge this validation schema with the SignUp validation schema for because they both have email and password, right? We don't want to rewrite it. So if it's possible, we can also merge them both. But for now, that's cool. Oh, by the way, we can move this to here. Yep, it's not molecules as we discussed, and we can rename this to login. No. And now we want to create a register form as well, or let's say sign up. And in here we have sign up form. We can pretty much copy paste here everything actually, and then add additional fields, but we need to rename these here. But let me also create a types directory, types, and we say, for example, TypeScript formic, or we can say, yeah, let's say formic. In here we add login form initial values. We can of course export. We can also abstract validation schemas. We have types. We can have utility utils folder. In here we can have TypeScript yup, right? And what we can have here is validation schema, export validation schema. Boom. And then you can export zip, but you say here login form validation schema, or you say login form schema, otherwise it's too long. Okay, I don't know why it's not working, the auto formatting here, because it has the wrong path. Boom, now it's working again. Nice, cool. And now we organized kind of the files, which is nice. We have this, bam, bam, bam. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to basically copy paste, I would say, for now. Copy paste. We've got initial values. We've got these as well. But here we have instead of login form initial values, we have sign up form. You guessed right. Sign up form initial values, right? This is complaining because validation schema needs to be also, why is it complaining right now? cannot find not submit. Of course you can't find it because we did not typed it here. Now you can find it. Now we want to also, what we also can do is we can say interface base auth form initial, no, path auth form values, right? It's not even initial, right? It's wrong wording. It's not even initial, it's just what the values are. So login form, we can say formic values. Yeah, that's better because that's not initial, like sign up form formic values. And then again auth form formic values. We can remove form even because it's, if we hear formic, you already know it has to do something with forms. So we can even remove form. I'm sorry, I'm very picky with the words, with the variables here, because I really like to have it clean and organized. So we have email and password, and what we can is we can extend this like that, remove this, and again same game here, boom, and now we have nicely typed formic values. In here we need login schema, sign up form schema. It's the same as you can see with additional arguments. So sign up form schema. Let me quickly see if it actually works. So here we say if page equals to page login, then display login form. If it equals to sign up, display sign up form, right? We have on submit and login, which is on login form submit, and in here we have on register form submit. If I go to the website and now do create new account, oh, I need to of course change the text here, right? We have name, email. Instead of this we have sign up. I don't even know what Facebook. If we go to Facebook, I already have a fake account here. Log out. So if I go to create new account, we have, okay, sign up. Sign up was correct. Then we have first name, last name. In a row, we can have it in a row, that's not a problem. Wait, let me see, that's submit, sign up. That's the of course. We need to add the in login. When we click on this, we say on form change, or on what kind of name should we give it? So event that changes the pages or views on auth view changed. That's what we can basically name it, I would say. Boom. And login, we can have this as optional as well. It's not something that is, it is not required to implement this, but I will implement this page p. So it basically toggles the, oh, it does not toggle, sorry. We need to actually set to sign up. Don't really need this. Okay. Yep. So if I click on this, sign up, and let me add this to sign up as well. Can you do this? And now, if I try it out, oh, of course I have to implement this here. And say, hey, go to login. So create new account. Nice. And in register page, we say, let me go to all. In sign up form, we say create new account. It says we have already account or something. I already, or it's too long. Let me see what it says usually when you log in page, sign up page, example. Create an account, but what if it has already an account? Okay, already have an account. That's what we can write. But isn't it too long? Already have an account. Okay. Oh, looks good. It looks good. Okay. Nice. What we can do is, the next step, we want to recover, forgot page. Yeah, we want to add additional fields here, right? Which is, first of all, we can add this in types formic. We can say first name is a string, where with last name we have gender. And by the way, now it comes, we're getting to the point where we want to make an introspection from the client to the server, and basically generate the schema from the server. So right now, let me run the server dev. Let me go to close this. Let me go to code gen client. Of course, GraphQL code generation tool client. React view. So we need GraphQL, we need this and that. By the way, as a client, we want to use React query, right? We also want to implement React query as well. Okay, but that's like a whole another topic, I think. We can cover that later, I would say, because it takes also a lot of energy right now to implement this and read through the documentation. Let me finish up this this tutorial here with the forms here, sign up form. So we have gender, we have first name, last name, birth date, of course, birth date, which is a string as well, gender. That's all, right? Those are the fields. So we have then first name, last name. You can say here first name, first name is a name, last name, last name. We have gender and we have birth date. For those are not fields, right? Like gender can be a dropdown or it can be birth date. Let me see how they do it. Okay, female, male, or custom. Okay. You can gender is you can have gender like this. Well, I can implement this as well, like that. We need to make custom components here, but for now, first name, last name, mobile, blah blah. We have mobile. Mobile we don't have. Email, new password. First name, last name needs to be in a row. Here. Div, and we say, why is it complaining? Okay, of course. Initial value are this, and for gender we have this, right? What we want to do is we want to do class name, flex, items, center, because they have I think minimum minimum width. Or we can also make this bigger, I would say, or make this smaller. 194. Yeah, we can make the form bigger. Sign up. Let me go to Tailwind and see what options we have for max width. We have empty. That's what I wrote, but okay, that's apparently, yeah, correct. Okay, then let me do full. We need to make it full as well, I think. I mean, we can also do, but why isn't it? Let me delete this both. Full. What we can do also is, I mean, this is by default 100%, right? No, it's not. No, it's not. That's why it did not stretch. Full. Okay, now it worked. Now it's working. We need to add a gap between them, which is gap x2. Can be even 4. Okay. Now it looks pretty much like this, but it should be maybe, maybe 3. I said 3, but what, 4? 3. Boom. Nice. First name, last name, email, password. What we need is now birth date. But it's like, isn't it iOS specific? Let me go to headlessui. Headlessui is also a really nice library for React. You can use it with Vue as well. It provides you like with base components for menu. You can see listbox, you can see combo box, switch, and so on. And we can use their components basically to build these basically birthday components here. I'm really not sure which one to use. Listbox, combo box, disclosure. I think listbox is what we want. We want to have listbox, and in here we have the date, birthday, 20, and then we have this, which is radio button, I guess. Alright, but it needs to be built custom as well. Yeah. Combo box, disclosure, radio group. That's the radio group, right? That is radio group, I think. That's radio group, yeah. We can implement this here. Yeah, and that's like, I think, fully customized, right? You can, instead of having this background changed whenever we select, we can, yeah, and instead of this check icon, we can have a radio button or like a circle or whatever we want, right? We can customize it, but this is basically how we're gonna build the these components here for birthday and gender. But before that, I'm going to make a small break, and I'll be back in like 30 minutes, and we can continue building this. See you.